Come on. All right. She was worried about it. Oh, great. And today is Barbara's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Her birthday today, Barbara. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was wondering maybe y'all could just start off talking a little bit about how you first met and how you convinced each other to do this together.
Okay. We'll do it fast because we know we got stuff. Yeah. We got this now. We got this down pat. 1, 2, no. Sharon's manager, who's wonderful, Alex, he said, okay, there's got to be this great film done on Miss Sharon Jones. People need to see her, hear her, feel what she's about. And he went to these 2 guys, Steve Mintz, Brad Abramson at VH1, and convinced them to do the film. And I had done a film with them called Woodstock Now and Then about the 40th anniversary of Woodstock, and they said, we have just the person for you. And so they called me and asked me if I'd like to do it, and I said, are you kidding? I would love to. And that's how it started for me. And me, I didn't think I had a story, but my manager convinced me. But meeting Barbara and the Cabin Creek film crew, it was like they assured me everything was going to be right. And I just saw the love and the passion that they have for doing a movie. And Barbara knew once she did this and decided to do this movie, I had a goal. I had something to live for. That's something to reach for. And I'm just so, when I saw it for the first time, I'm glad I didn't go see it, because one scene I was telling, could you get that cursing part scene out of it? Church people gonna be seeing this, But then she's like, but no, Sharon, that's you and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. They know anyway. But just for her to capture it, and I was so amazed for following me around for like 2 and something years. I mean, hundreds of hours of filming. How can she tell this story in an hour and a half? And they did such a great job. And every time I look at this, it's something that's going to be around even when I'm not here. And it's just going to go on, and it's history, and you captured that. And this is going to be something that inspires someone. And that's the reason why I wanted to do it anyway, because there's so much cancer and so much going on. And if I can be an inspiration to anyone, which I tell you, keep fighting, don't give up, never give up. And people who are around, friends, someone loved one, don't show pity, just give them that love and just be there and supportive of them and be that strength for them. So
thank you.
Yeah. Now, Sharon was so easy to film. Sometimes when she would hear that we were coming, she would roll her eyes and not be overjoyed, but she never showed that to us. Once we came into that room or we were with her, she couldn't have been nicer and better to us. Plus, she just forgot about us. I mean, here was Sharon going through so much, really struggling with everything that she had. And so the camera was the least of the things that she was thinking about. And for us to be able to follow Sharon on this journey and just watch her get stronger and more beautiful was a blessing and an honor for me.
We don't have a ton of time, so I do want to open it up to the floor because I know people have got audiences, so we'll get as many people as we can right there.
Okay, all right, and the guy in the back had his hand up right there.
So
maybe if you stand with the question, then we can see you and know you're there.
Okay. So first and foremost, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling, right now I just came from like I said, a job, and I'm really feeling good. I have up and I have bad days, and they still running tests and things are still going. But right now, I'm feeling good, and every time I come in here and see everyone here, I'm even feeling better.
And professionally, you've been associated with Desco and Daptones for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you could have ever achieved what you have professionally so far if you were associated with a bigger
No, because
label
no
or any
bigger
of that
never
stuff?
came and knocked on my door. That's why we started Desco and Daptone, so our music could get out. And they didn't come and say, "Oh, we're gonna discover Sharon Jones." No, we were all there and we built, everything from scratch, and I'm happy.
Are you offering her something?
Maybe, but I'm an advocate for the fact
I
that
would never
Desco
leave
and
Daptone.
Daptone
That's-
Okay.
stuck by
I
her
would
and
never.
screw whoever said what they said at Sony.
That's right.
All right.
This guy in the back.
That was my question.
Oh, there you
I
go.
wanted to know how you were.
Oh, I'm really doing well. I just want everyone to, to continue to keep me in prayers because this cancer is continuous. It's doing what it's doing, but I'm going to continue to keep fighting. I just had tests taken the other day, and Monday I'll see the doctors, and then I'll be releasing next week what's going on, because I like to keep my fans and keep you all in tune with what's going on, and then I'll let you'll probably hear they put something up and let y'all know exactly what's going on, because I don't want to say anything right now until you get all the facts in, and then I'll know what's the next step that I have to take.
Got somebody all the way in the back by the door.
That's my pastor.
Yes,
you will.
yes.
Come on up here. I have to see thank you, Pastor. Come on, can you let me help you? I don't want you to be falling now. Come on, I need that home. We know how to come up and do it. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want something?
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
For my baby. Sharon grew up in the church. She couldn't play, try to sing, but look at her now. A few months ago, Sharon called me and said, "Pastor, can I come over and get you something to eat?" I had nothing in the house. I went out. That's what you want. Smothered pork chop.
And she made me some smothered pork chop gravy.
And I knew she liked okra. I surprised.
Yes, you did.
Love you, Sharon.
I love you too, baby.
Y'all forgive me.
I'm still here.
You're gonna be here.
Sometimes I love you too. I'm gonna see y'all every day. All right. Oh, shucks, now go on now.
Go on now.
Go on now.
That was beautiful. That was so
We haven't
beautiful.
seen each other in a while. Oh, yes, baby, come.
Right in the front.
What's your favorite meal in New York?
What's your favorite meal in New York?
Huh? Well, you know what, really, the main thing when I'm away from New York and I want to come back home, New York, I mean, no matter where you go at, you can eat pizza all over the place, everywhere. But there's nothing like a good New York pizza, But to me, as you saw with that brisket, some brisket with some gravy, and that right pickle, you cannot get that anywhere else. So, as you all can see, that I had lost my mind. Yeah, with sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I had a terrible day today,
Uh-oh.
and I came to see a movie because I wanted to feel better. And Barbara, you've done that many times for me before. And Sharon, with your music, you've done that many times for me. I have a question for both of you. Barbara, what did you see in Sharon that you identified with? Sharon, those shoes on stage, not tonight, but when you get up on stage, you got those heels on and jumping around, and I kept watching your feet, and I was so glad when you finally kicked them off.
I got some sense.
What did I see in Sharon? What's not to see in Sharon? Love, gentleness, positive attitude, music that just knocks you out, having the energy and the strength to do everything in her life to kick cancer, and allowing us to be part of her life and to be on her journey. I mean, what more could a girl want?
That lady right behind you, please. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, thank you. It's such an honor to be here. I have a question that is about the filmmaking process, and I was curious, when you made the film, did you go in knowing it would be the story of her life, following her through cancer treatment, or did you go in, I was wondering why, it would be an 8-hour epilogue, but I was curious why her younger life, her teenage life, what was that a choice that you said, I don't want to focus on this in the film, because I want to know. But it was beautiful. I'm so honored to be here tonight. You're such an inspiration. And Barbara, I'm a filmmaker myself, and I'm so honored. Thank you, but I just had to ask those.
I think everybody heard the question, but just in case it was...
I think she can answer it, but to me, I was like, I don't have a story. I mean, follow me from a kid to what I was going up, but the main thing was to follow me through this sickness to get me this cancer over and to get prepared for that show for myself. So that's what we focused on. That's what they caught. She caught that. You got to see a little bit of me that's drawing that out, but I was like, me just coming from my kid, how it came up, like, you know. But that was a story.
Well, you got a little sense of that, but I didn't want to go back there when I had this absolutely wonderful woman with something happening every moment in her life to sort of stop the film and go back to the very beginning. You know, you saw that she was one of 6, you saw the jobs that she had, you saw the discrimination that happened in Augusta, you saw how tough she was if someone threw her fish back into the lake. I mean, you got a sense of her strength and her ability and the bullying that she got and how she was the breadwinner for her entire family. And I thought that was, still is, and I thought that was enough to really give you a sense of what Sharon Jones' history was. I mean, when I interviewed you, actually, yeah, it'll be in the book. But when I interviewed you, I mean, you told me an awful lot about growing up, about the kids, about bullies, about fighting to protect your brother because you were tough. So I know all that stuff.
Thank you for putting that church scene in. That was very powerful. I thought.
Thank you. I'm really glad she put that church scene in because they caught me. You know, that's for real. That's who I am. I mean, that's where God have blessed me. And the church have always, that's been where I go at. You know, when they didn't accept me out there, you know, doing the choirs, I never took lessons. I never, you know, but just being in that church, that was my freedom. You know, that was how I expressed myself. And whenever I get in church, I'll tell you, I don't play. You don't play in church. You know, that's for real. You know, I get on stage, you act, you know, you do what you do, but in church, that's for real. And you all saw what it's all about, how God anointing someone, and you all got to see that. And I got to see it too. So.
We had a question from a young lady on the side there, please.
And then
How you doing?
hi.
I just wanted to say, first of all, this was the most humbling experience as a singer. And we had similar lives. I'm a wedding singer as well. And I wanted to know from you, what was, before you had gotten sick, what was it that you felt inside you going when you hit that place of, maybe this is not gonna work, or maybe you never said that, when you felt that it wasn't, or did you ever feel that way, that it may never happen, or that, you know, maybe it's not gonna be the dream that you wanted, and what was it that you had inside you, that voice, what said to you, no, this is gonna keep going, and
I mean, coming up a lot, maybe when I was a teenager and I didn't get that big break when I was younger, but I always knew that no matter whether I'm gonna be a star or whether I'm gonna be making millions, I'm gonna always sing and have that gift because God had gave that to me. Whether you ever see me in this movie or you see me with the Dap Kings, I would be somewhere working with kids, working with music, doing some kind of music, you know, so, but I just knew that in my heart just to keep going, you know, because what I had wasn't something I learned. It was a gift, and I think that goes with anyone. When you are anointed, you got a gift. You know, nothing can hold you back. You know, and you just gotta keep going for it. So I hope I answered that for you, did I? You know. I'm sorry, that gentleman right there before. Yeah, you, sir.
You know, my partner and I saw you on Churro a couple weeks ago, Cape Cod.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh?
That-
All right, thank you.
Who are your musical influences growing up?
So many, you know, coming up in the 60s when soul music and it was all going. But Aretha was really one of my big influences because of the fact that I was in church, and when I saw her on the Amazing Grace album, she did that Mary Dudley. That was, I wanted to play and sing, and that's when I went in. I can play a couple of Aretha Franklin songs, and church music is basically all the music that I can play on the piano, but I can play it, and it was just something. I was in church, like 13, 14 or something, said, go play the piano. Okay. And I started with the blunk blunk, and we had a guitar player and a bass player, and I would play like boom 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 and bring on boom boom boom, and I just, that's how I learned, taught myself. So that Aretha and Amazing Grace, that got me into the church thing. As far as the other stuff out there, yeah, I can sing like Supreme, I can sing like everybody, but that gospel thing and playing that piano, that's how I got influenced stuff. So
We have time for about one last question, I'm afraid.
You know what she had raised her hand to? Well, we might have to do two.
All right, two. We'll do two.
Quick, yeah, quick.
My name is Vivian Hill. I'm a retired assistant principal, and I listened to you both, right? And so when you came here, I just so automatically hugged you because you were so good in making her feel and look so approachable. Like I felt like I knew you.
I am.
The other piece is that, and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I am with my family. I have a 17-year-old son. And so when you talk about documenting these kinds of experiences, and I'm thinking about empowerment, and I'm thinking about the way I look, and I'm thinking about what people say, it runs the gamut. You can take it in the schools, you can take it everywhere. So you have left a legacy. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Considering what you said before about the difference between your shows and church, when I saw you in Prospect Park this summer, opening the season, you took us to church.
Oh, thank you.
And when you were so that leads me to the question. When you were at that concert and in the movie, when you you go off the lyrics and you start talking about your life, and at the concert in Brooklyn when you were speaking to your cancer, I mean, I felt like you were the shaman, and you were transforming us. So I want to ask about that process. If your bandmates don't know what you're going to say, and also when you write songs, do you write the lyrics alone and bring them to your bandmates? Do you write together?
Most of my lyrics, most of those songs are written by the band.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm with them. We all do it together, but all of that in there is, we've been together so long that they know that a story I'm going to tell is going to be a good story. And no, they do not know what I'm going to do on stage. And no, sometimes I do not know what I'm going to do on stage. It just happens naturally. That's all the questions, y'all, but thank you.
I want to thank you both so much for being here. All of the girls, a birthday gift on your birthday. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.